He's heading west. We'll be in LA the entire week of October 21st for NBA opening week, including the huge Lakers and Clippers showdown at Staples Center. Plenty of special guests, surprises. Don't miss any of the best debate right here on First Take. Speaking of the NBA, expectations are through the roof at Stephen A. Smoothie King Center for their new prize, #1 overall pick Zion Williamson. He's the runaway favorite for Rookie of the Year and takes over the franchise after superstar Anthony Davis was traded to the Lakers this offseason. Adding to the hype was this big dunk in practice. Lonzo with the alley, Zion with the oop. So Lonzo, what'd you think of Zion's dunk?
Yeah, that wasn't the best pass, but you saw what he did with it. It's really hard to throw him a bad lob.
Shocked for a second, and then you're like, oh, it's Zion. We're used to it. I've seen it. It's crazy. He's an incredible athlete. I mean, that thing hit the backboard. He caught it, and then he dunked it. All in one motion. Come on, man. It's not fair.
The Pelicans opened their season against the defending champs in Toronto. Evil star Mike Coulter still here with us. Good to have you.
That's right.
Max, I'm going to...
Evil, Luke Cage, girls trip, all that. I just want to get that out. Okay.
Max, what are your expectations for Zion this season?
I think he'll be Rookie of the Year. I think that he'll be able to impose himself physically on the league just like he did in college. When people are like, well, he hasn't played against... No. No one's played against anyone like him before, actually. He's one of those physical phenomenons that it's like, you know, you see Shaq, you see LeBron. They're just physically different. The real worry for him is just injury. Because when you go that fast and can stop that short, and at that size, like your Nikes sometimes blow up, right? And you hope that, you know, knock wood, I don't even want to speak it into existence, as the kids say, like you hope that nothing else blows up. But otherwise, he's going to be very good. The issue in terms of his ceiling as a rookie will come down to things like, does he have enough wiggle in his game to get through traffic in the NBA? Mm-hmm. Especially, can he shoot the ball? But he's lucky to be in a situation where he has a lot of young, developing pieces around him, some of whom complement his play. So he doesn't need to be the only guy doing stuff. You have Ingram, you have Lonzo, actually, you know, obviously. You have Redick to shoot. You have guys on the Drew Holiday. You have guys on the team that should help him. He doesn't need to be everything on that team.
Let me say this. We showed those highlights. I already have a problem.
What?
Folks are going to require me to do extra work than what I want to do. I'm busy enough. I don't have time to be putting extra work on my schedule. And I already know that's exactly what I'm going to have to do. Because guess what? That dunk was quite ordinary for Zion Williamson.
For Zion.
There's nothing big about that dunk from Zion Williamson. All right, you know, he elevated a little bit and the pass was a little bit too high, but he went and got it. And you saw Alvin Gentry, a damn good coach, pounding his fist. Oh, this is great. That tells me that everybody's going to try to blow up whatever he does just because he's Zion. I'm not going to do that. I will be watching. I watched him at Duke. I'm going to be watching him in the pros. And I'm not saying he's not going to do big things, Max. I'm not saying he's not going to do big things, Mike, because we know that what he can do. But you better do it. I don't want to see everybody go, oh, he's Zion. And you know what? He shoot 30% from the field or something like that. But he had 3 spectacular dunks. He's the Rookie of the Year. I want to hear that.
What if he averages 15 and 8 and his team is 500 at the end of the season, but misses the playoffs?
It's not a bad season at all.
Good.
Not a bad season at all. And I'm saying I expect him to do that. I like Zion a lot. All I'm trying to say is that I'm going to, in fairness to the other dudes, I'm going to require that people don't just blow you up just because you do 1 or 2 good things and they ignore your game. I'm watching his game, especially since we bring up dudes like Barkley when we talk about the man-child that he was and comparing him to cats. Oh, excuse me.
How about Blake Griffin as a rookie? Blake is a rookie.
Blake Griffin, you got to remember, he's taller than Zion Williamson is right now. But Blake Griffin and Barkley, what they did as rookies, let me see that from you, Zion.
Yeah, Sean Kemp, too. You could throw some other guys.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Mike, do you think his debut is more anticipated than LeBron's? I know this is an odd year because the NBA is so exciting, everything happening in LA, but Zion in particular versus LeBron.
It's kind of, as I remember, I don't think it's quite as big, but I know the NBA is desperate for another prodigy to step up because, you know, LeBron, you know, look, how many years? I don't know. Yeah. I mean, he's doing other things, you know. Yeah. I think Zion's a prodigy in a sense, but here's the thing. How many years did he play?
Zion?
Yeah.
1 year in Duke.
That's my problem with this. Every time you look around, you look at the big sample size, guys don't stay long enough. And so we're watering down their opportunities to be great players. So yes, one person out of 100 may finally develop into something we expect, but because they all come out so soon, they don't develop the game.
Let me explain.
By the way, I want to say one thing quick about Sean Kemp. 6.5 points as a rookie, 13 minutes a game.
He's a dunker.
I'm thinking about his second season when he
and
started
not only
really
that,
took
every
off.
time I think about Sean Kemp, I think about Clump. But that's a different subject for another day. Here's the deal. We are living in an age with social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all of this stuff, the reach that obviously these athletes have. And Zion still ain't LeBron James in terms of the expectation. No. LeBron James was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, the chosen one. His game as a high schooler was carried on national television, ESPN. Dick Vitale, if I remember correctly, went to one of his high school games, okay? He comes into the pros. His first game against the Sacramento Kings, he dropped 25. Opening night. 6'8", a minimum of 230, 240 at that time, was a guard, had the ball in his hands. We're not expecting that from Zion. We see a set shooter, a man-child that's 280, can finish at the basket. You can't teach 280 now. You're going to move out the way when he coming to dunk on you now. In most instances, he's a big, big boy, no doubt about it. But the flip side is the ball handling skills, the overall versatility of his game that LeBron had coming into the league. How you were drawing comparisons to Jordan, how he was wearing Jordan's number 23. We ain't talking about Zion like that.
Because it's a different thing. Look, Zion is more like the way Shaq came into the league. He's a physical phenom.
Okay.
And we can't wait to see how it's going to, of course, not as high as Shaq 7'1", but he's a physical phenom, and we can't wait to see how that plays in the NBA. Right. We expect great things. LeBron is different. LeBron came in the way Kareem did. There was so much hoopla. There was so much media hype.
How do you remember how the hoopla was? You wasn't even born.
Was there a lot of hoopla with Kareem? Are you aware of this, yes or no?
I'm just saying, I don't know, Max. I mean, 19, wait. You know that? You ain't never heard me bring up the Beatles.
He's splitting hairs with you, man.
There we go. Hell, I didn't even bring up Stevie Wonder. He's still alive. Come on.
The point is, Kareem surpassed the hype, an impossible thing to do. LeBron, if anything, lived up to it or maybe surpassed the hype. It's impossible to do. There's not that kind of hype around Zion. No one expects him to be the greatest player of all time. It's a different kind of thing.
There's not that much hype because people don't care as much because what's going on in L.A. If this was another year without Kawhi being on the Clippers and PG-13
or if Zion was in New York or
and LeBron, or Zion was in New York.
Instead of the smooth King Arena in New Orleans.
By what's going on
but even if there was nothing going, you're
West.
right in terms of the amount of attention, but in terms of expectations, which Stephen A. brought up, he's being compared to Barkley and Blake. LeBron was being compared to Magic and Michael.
Can I change subject?
Sure.
Because I need to talk about Evil a little bit, man. How you feeling about this show, man?
Oh, I love it, man. It's a big change for me. I think being on a network show, trying to reinvent the network. Because here's the thing, CBS is trying to do something different. I applaud them. I applaud all the new shows, the lineup. And Evil is the most unique thing they've done in a while. We have my character, David Acosta, who's a guy who's training to be a priest, who's changed his life a little bit, and he's working for the Catholic Church, and he brings on this psychologist to help him sort of find out what is the root of evil. And we deal with psychopaths, sociopaths. Everything we deal with is something that you feel like you've encountered in your life. So it's very, very, very familiar. And so I think it's a great show. I love the writers. I love the Kings. If you like The Good Wife, Good Fight, it's.
If you don't mind me getting back to girls.
Don't go back to it, man.
Can I go
back
back?
Oh, my goodness.
I loved it. It was hilarious.
Shot
It was
in New Orleans.
hilarious.
Shot in New Orleans.
Absolutely. What do you
work and people who have an audience? That's my thing. It's like a lot of artists want to do good work, but they don't care if they're seen. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie. If I'm doing something, I want to do something with people who I know the product is gonna get out.
I bring it up because I also, you can appreciate this, Molly. I wanted to give the sisters some love.
Oh yeah,
Tiffany Haddish,
I
Jada
saw
Pinkett Smith,
that movie
Queen
in
Latifah,
theaters,
and of course Regina Hall.
Regina
I
Hall.
had to give love
That's
where
like the
love
fourth
is
time
due.
today.
I'm just saying. I mean,
I
I'm just
know.
giving love
You know
where
who
it's
else
due.
was
I'm
in
just giving
it?
love where it's due.
Jada
That's all I'm doing.
Jada Pinkett Smith was in there too.
Yeah,
I just said her. I just said her. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You were so distracted by Regina. I didn't hear Jada.
Jada is the
Regina
queen.
like 4 or 5 times.
Jada is the queen.
I've heard Regina like 10 times.
No.
Well, she is worth being mentioned about 10 times.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just saying.
Okay,
I'm
we'll
just
just
being
leave-
technical.
we'll
But so
just
is
leave it at that.
Jada.
And so is the queen,
Slipping
Queen
on the gas
Thank
for
you
Latifah.
something
so
his
much.
character
And
did
so
to
is
her.
Tiffany Haddish. All of them. All of them.
All right, be sure to watch
need a
Mike
sequel.
on the
Hey,
CBS
it's
show
coming, Miss
Evil.
Tiffany.
All new episodes debuting tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern. He also has a new movie coming out called Black and Blue. That is October 25th. We appreciate you.
Don't
Come
say
back to see
Stephen
us
A.
soon.
don't love his sisters. They deserve the love.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
We're not done yet. Clearly, Stephen A. isn't either. Wait till you see how these guys react to Jay Gruden's take on Redskins quarterback situation. More First Take coming back at you.
When they go put Colin in this.
High noon.
Highly questionable.
Around the horn.
PTI